It is a gorgeous afternoon from Flushing's U.S. National Tennis Center, as today the CUNY Athletic Conference brings you the 2021 CUNY Women's Tennis Championship on Facebook Live. Today's the top two seeds as the Baruch College Bearcats, and with a record of 11-1, they're the number one seed, taking on the 2 seed but perennial power, Hunter College Hawks, and with a record of 8-2 as a team. And with that, welcome to our coverage and a great afternoon to you. Alongside Zach Weiss, I'm Ralph Bednarchik. First of all, ahead of anything else today, Zach, it is just wonderful to see these tennis athletes back out on the court after having their entire fall 2020 wiped out. Both coaches had to rebuild their rosters just to get to this point. Baruch did so, finding a lot of young talent to nab the number one seed this year. But overall, we're looking for a fine day of tennis. 2 courts will be taking place. We'll show you the number one doubles, and we'll feature the number one singles match. Should be a terrific day of tennis to watch these 2 perennial powers in the league.
Yeah, no question about that, Ralph. It's been a long 2 years since the last time these players had the opportunity to compete for a championship. And Hunter, just a perennial powerhouse over the years in the CUNYAC. Baruch had a lot of success in the middle of the 2010s. This is the first chance for someone to claim a title and stake a claim to be the best in the 2020s. And by the end of the day, we will crown a champion and one that will have overcome an incredible opponent on the other side.
And we'll show you primarily, again, the number one singles match between these two. And it's an interesting matchup, Zach. A freshman out of Long Beach, California, Long Beach Poly, Ava De Guzman was the CUNY Player of the Year for Baruch. She went undefeated. She's 12-0, and she takes on the challenger from Hunter College in junior Zara Afida. She was the CUNY Preseason Player of the Year after a strong freshman year back in 2019.
Yeah, so the biggest difference between these two players is this. They can both play tennis at a high level. They've got all the tools in their bag in order to be successful. However, here's the difference. Zara Afida, as good as she is, does struggle to produce against the better team. She had a losing record this year. Ava De Guzman doesn't know what the word losing is. 12-0, as you mentioned, and we'll talk about this later. Undefeated in doubles, has not lost. No player took more than 3 games in a single set against her. She does not know what tiebreaker means. So should we get to that, it would have had to have been quite the effort from Zara Afida, who's going to have the best match of her life to have a chance at number one singles.
So De Guzman and Afida will take the court. We'll also show you a little bit of a taste of the number one doubles taking place as well as a long and full day of tennis from the CUNY Women's Tennis Championship. We are broadcasting tennis from the CUNYs for the first time. We hope that you stick with us today on Facebook Live.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
And welcome back here live. This on Facebook Live is the CUNY Women's Tennis Championship. Ralph Bednarchik with Zach Weiss bringing you the top 2 seeds, Baruch and Hunter, meeting here on courts 15 and 16 at the Billie Jean King U.S. National Tennis Center. It's a spectacular afternoon. We'll be bringing you the number one singles and also the number one doubles matchup. But first, let's introduce and welcome in the 2 teams. Here is the commissioner of the CUNY Athletic Conference, Zach Ifkovich.
Tennis Center for the 2021 CUNY Women's Tennis Championships. Congratulations to both Baruch and Hunter for making it this far. Those of you in the stands, a nice round of applause for our 2 teams today. We appreciate your commitment to your sport, to your school, representing your school today. We know it's been a crazy 18+ months. But we can't thank you enough for sticking through it all and showing a lot of resiliency and getting to be here today, most importantly, play a sport that you love. So thank you. Congratulations on your semifinals win. As you guys know, the winner of today goes on to represent the be the best team win. First team to 5 gets the win. Obviously, as you guys are used to by now. And before we do the introductions of our players today, I want to introduce Barbara Petito, who's our head official, who's going to just go over some of the rules and make sure you're adhering to all of them today. So Barbara. first of all introduce the players for today. We're going to start out with the doubles. First, second, and third doubles. First doubles will be on this court. Second doubles on court 15, and third doubles on court 14. We're going to introduce first our regular season champion Bearcats. The first doubles team of De Guzman and Ibelhoft against Afida and Chung from Hunter. On court 15, we'll have Craker and Ida from Baruch against Catania and Rabakova from Hunter. And on court 14, we're going to have Kelly and Shaludenko from Baruch against O'Hare and Chan from Hunter. Okay, following that, we're going to have our singles participants, if they could please come on up as you get called, and we're going to send you to your court immediately thereafter. We'll start out on court 11, 6 singles from Baruch, Natalie Ibelhoft against Marsha Postrigas from Hunter. Come on up. Right here. Just a quick fist bump. There you go. Thank you. On court 12, we're going to have the 5th singles from Baruch, Erika Shaludenko against Hunter's Mia Chan. On court 13, we're going to have Regina Kelly from Baruch against Liliko Chung from Hunter. On court 14, the 3rd singles, Esther Benjamin from Baruch against Yana Rabakova from Hunter. On court 15, from Baruch, Lauren Craker against Angelina Catania from Hunter. And on the featured number 16 court, number 1 player and this year's MVP, Ava De Guzman from Baruch against Zara Afida from Hunter. Ladies, best wishes. May the best team win and enjoy the day. Congratulations and good luck.
So there's the introduction from CUNYAC Commissioner Zach Ivkovich. Ralph Bnorchik with Zach Weiss. The two teams have been introduced. We'll have the number 1 doubles to take place here on this court, court 16. There are a total of 5 courts being used as is standard in collegiate tennis between singles and doubles. We'll be bringing you action from 2 courts. We'll primarily focus here on this court, court 16, which will have the number 1 doubles and then the number 1 singles to follow. So here are the Hunter College Hawks, the perennial power under 4th-year head coach Alex Trezos. Alex was previously an assistant coach. He has his back to us right now with the long sleeves. But 22 conference championships in the CUNY. There is Alex walking our way. They won in 2019, but then it had been a while. 2012 was the last title, but all throughout the 90s, early 2000s, Hunter was the ultimate power, and then things have balanced out a little bit, and he acknowledges just how difficult this has been to put together teams when you're not really sure who's going to be coming back to school and who's going to maybe do school remote. They started September 4th, a little earlier than some other CUNY programs, and they pulled together 6 teams, and they are here, and they got going August 1st, and now hoping to conclude this in a strong way.
Yeah, this is, first off, it's just great to be able to be here, to be able to broadcast tennis for the first time and have these players get the chance to compete for the championship. And Baruch has got an incredible talent by the name of Ava De Guzman. We'll see her in doubles in a moment, and where she did not lose. She has not lost a match all season, and yet she's only a freshman. So if I'm the CUNYAC teams, I'm not here today, Ralph, and I'm just watching, I would be a little scared of what's to come, having to face off with Ava De Guzman for 3 more years. She has a chance to help her team get a title and then do it 3 more times. She's never lost. 23-0 on the court this year.
And the two teams, when they met in the regular season, it was a 6-3 victory by Baruch College. That was back on October the 2nd. So both coaches feeling perhaps a month later. Certainly you hope that your returners have stayed at their level, but adjustments that can be made. And you just never know where tennis, of course, can be a mental game. There is a championship on the line, and you just never know. And of course, from then, doubles partners switch up. So you never know, but you have to handle your own. So here is the Baruch team. So there is Ava De Guzman, who was just named yesterday the CUNY Player of the Year, the freshman from Long Beach, California. And she is joined by senior Natalie Ibelhoft. Ibelhoft, 5'10". You can notice the stark difference between the two. It'll be very easy to tell them apart. And they also have different kinds of games. Ibelhoft is also playing basketball at Hunter. She's a 5'10" redshirt junior from New York. And she is described by fifth-year coach Greg Wiskowski as a killer at the net. She was the number 2 doubles player back in 2019 and an athlete that you want to teach tennis. And she attended the Brooklyn Latin School in Brooklyn, New York, being a multi-sport performer. And so she and De Guzman, as Greg Wiskowski described, you want a balance in the doubles, don't you? An aggressive person in Ibelhoft, a steady person in De Guzman.
Yeah, and then Ibelhoft, I mean, 5'10", that is a presence at the net. Anyone that plays knows it is very hard to play the tall players at the net. They just stick the racket out there all the way left, all the way right. You cannot get it past them. They're going to hit a ton of drop shots. They're going to make it really difficult. And for De Guzman, for the most part, we're probably going to see a lot of Ibelhoft up front. De Guzman manning the back. She's going to be just hitting the ball to every inch of the court. And every time you can't get it to her, it ends up at the net. Well, that's an easy point. That's why this duo went 11-0. Playing together in #1 doubles in 2021.
Now we await the Hunter top doubles team, which will be Zara Afida and Liliko. And as they make their way out here, Liliko Chung. I think she's going to play in the sweatpants. I'm not sure. All of a sudden, the sun went down. And all of a sudden, the temperatures dropped 10 degrees. So,
see, I think we'll see. There might be, maybe. I think there might be some kind of. I guess she has the Hunter sweatshirt. Got the Hunter sweat, so I guess no. Yeah, look at that. It feels like a Sunday morning. I play a lot on Sunday mornings, Ralph, and it's one of those. You bring shorts, you have your T-shirt ready, but you never know if it's actually going to see the light of day. It is a little chilly now, and you want to be comfortable, especially in a match like this. There's no time to waste. You got to just get right off to it.
So now our official laying down the rules of this court, and we introduce the Hunter College #1 doubles team. They've been the #1 doubles team the entire year. So on the right-hand side is Zara Afida. And she, again, was the CUNY preseason player of the year after a strong freshman year. She's officially a redshirt sophomore from the city, High School of Fashion Industries. She was thrown into the #1 singles spot as a freshman and came to Coach Alex Trezos early that season saying she wanted the #1 spot. So we'll get more into that story. And she's competing with her doubles partner with Liliko Chung. And Liliko noted for her tremendous leadership as a senior that attended Brooklyn Tech, first team all CUNY, and very good at the baseline, a little bit more of a powerful serve than Zara Afida. And also someone, I think, with some tremendous confidence coming in, Zach, because for Liliko, she trailed 3-0 against John Jay in the semifinal and then won 8-4. So she had to dig deep to help Hunter just get to today.
Yeah, and it's all about momentum, getting hot at the right time. We see it all the time in tennis. You could win 6-0. You could be down 4-0 to win. You could be down 5-0 take 7 straight. Anything can happen. Preferably, you hold on your serves, you get an early break, and it puts all the pressure on the other player. It's going to be very important for Hunter to start strong. Of course, in doubles, you play a superset. It is first to win 8 games, or of course, you have a tiebreaker if you get to 7-7. And Hunter, given that it was not too close last time, they need to come out strong here, because if Afida and Chung, one of them are on serve early, they can't hold, you fall behind a break, all of a sudden you have to break De Guzman, who hasn't lost anything, or Ibelhoft, who with her great size is going to put a lot of power behind the ball. I just say that you got to start strong, you got to stay consistent, and understand that this ain't the regular season anymore. You lose one game like this, you need every win you can get, and you can take this win in number 1. It'll go a long way. And also, on a closing note here, Ralph, Afida will, of course, play De Guzman in the number 1 singles, so maybe they don't show everything they have and they hold it. You never know what's going to happen here.
Yeah, that's always interesting, especially on a cold day. How do you pace yourself when you go number 1 doubles followed by number 1 singles? But that is also tournament play in college, so they are accustomed to that. So back on October 2nd, it was the combination of De Guzman and Ibelhoft that defeated Liliko Chung and Zara Afida 8-2 in that number 1 doubles pairing. So we're just about through warm-ups. I believe maybe a couple more swings, or at least at the front of the net, before we get going. And then we'll have the number 1 singles for you also to come up in the very first CUNY Tennis Championship to be broadcast ever. And we hope it continues. It's certainly new for everybody, where there are no electronic scoreboards here, so we're going to do the best we can to try to keep track of score, but at times you can understand that we may not be completely off or on top of it based on any official's ruling, or if the ball happened to go in and out at an earlier point and we missed the call. But we are here, and it's something to build on.
All right, Ralph, last thing I'm going to say, then we're going to get ready, is let's play some tennis, baby.
I think Liliko Chung made the right move going with the full sweats.
Yeah. I'm thankful we're not broadcasting this in a T-shirt and shorts as well.
Yeah, it is. The temperatures have certainly dropped down to 55-ish degrees. It certainly feels like, you know, I'm not sure if it's over 60. And it looks like everybody across all the courts here at the U.S. Tennis Center is kind of going with some kind of long sleeves or sweatpants. And also great credit, of course, to the Billie Jean King Tennis Center for allowing events like this to take place here. This is not just the home for the CUNY Championships, but college tennis is routinely played here on weekday afternoons and weekends all across the metro area. So the USTA understands the significance of having tennis here much more than just having U.S. Open qualifiers, and of course the entire month that the U.S. Open takes place here, that the significance of having this year is not lost on them. And of course the wonderful opportunity for these players to step foot here and play tennis on just well-preserved courts. Even the outer courts are taken care of immaculately.
You can't have tennis, Ralph, without the grounds crew, and they can never get enough love. They can never get enough credit. It's a lot to maintain any type of surface, especially the hard court. You get cracks coming in left and right. They do a great job, but man, I can't wait. It looks like they're getting on their serves. We're probably just a couple minutes away from starting out.
And no one can complain that one side of the court has a lot more cracks and the surface is not as good. So
yeah, no, it's even.
That kind of argument can stay over at the local recreation centers, but not here at the Billie Jean King Tennis Center.
Looks like we got the 1-minute warning from the official, so we are 60 seconds away from live tennis. Hunter is trying to win for the 23rd time. Baruch for the 7th time.
The Baruch story, the last time they captured a title, 2016 and 2015. Winning the regular season title this year for the first time since then. And we are ready to go So Zara Afida on first serve.
Nicely done there, Ralph. Good start. Powerful serve. Ibelhoft couldn't get it back. It's 15-love, Hunter.
$15 all.
Quick rally there. De Guzman able to outdo Zara Afida.
And I think De Guzman kind of just gave us a look, Zach, like, I would have liked to have done better with my first swing of the afternoon.
Yeah, a little too far to the side, especially when you have doubles line. You like to aim it over. That actually may have just grazed the line. It's like it was in.
And again, our score up on the screen here for the #1 doubles is unofficial, but we are doing the best we can with no electronic scoring to keep pace. And the error from Afida, so we should be at 30 all.
Yeah, that was an incredible rally. It was all between Afida and De Guzman. You don't want to hit at the net with Ibelhoft. That was such an advantage for Baruch.
And very nicely done by Natalie Ibelhoft, who is about to go into basketball practice. Today's Thursday. She's expecting to get going into basketball practice sometime this weekend at Hunter College.
Yeah, and she had a really nice drop shot to give her team the first game for a 1-0 lead. And yeah, I've called quite a few of Natalie's basketball games. Very, very fun player to watch. It's a nice little jump shot there too, and I think that Baruch is definitely a team to watch, coming off a very strong beginning to the 2019 season. See De Guzman on serve first. See how this goes. This is a big one for Hunter, Ralph. It's very early, but you want to try and get the break. Now that you've given up one, you have to try and even it back up. You don't want to go behind 0-2.
That's a nice ball down the line coming from Zara Afida.
And make the player at the net beat you sometimes. Just hit the ball hard enough, they won't be able to get to it.
De Guzman from the famed high school, Long Beach Poly, Long Beach, California. 4,000 students. She comes up with an ace that Chung could not handle. 4,000 students, 1,000 per class. It is a famed high school because they have produced so many athletes. It's so difficult just to make the varsity there. And Coach Greg Wiskowski knew that she would be of quality. Her tennis rating, the universal tennis rating system that they go by, was a 6+. Pros are like a 12+. As the volley into the net by Ibelhoft. But he still felt she was a pleasant surprise to go be the CUNY Player of the Year immediately and to still be unbeaten in college.
Moore League doubles champ all 4 years. A great player, for sure. Hasn't lost yet, as you mentioned. Liliko Chung there, Ralph. That was an incredible lob to put De Guzman and put pressure on, and then they end up getting the point. I believe it's now 15-40, so it's a double break point for Hunter here.
Greg Wiskowski talked about how comfortable Ava De Guzman is on the baseline, and we saw a little bit of example of that after the lob from Chung. And Ibelhoft handles the volley.
Saved the first of 2 breaks. I believe it's now 30-40. That was a great shot at the net. She struggled a bit at the beginning of this game, but Natalie's been a lot better here, and they need that. You want to go up 2-0. You want to hold your serve after a break. The farther you get with that lead, the more pressure you apply.
And there, the advantage, particularly in Division III tennis, Zach, at 5'10", huh?
Yeah, it is great to be 5'10". Ava De Guzman does not even touch 5 feet. Natalie Ibelhoft at 5'10". That was just some great net play using her size. And honestly, that could have gone either way. But Zara Afida was definitely out of her league as far as trying to get the ball by a 5'10" player 4 or 5 times in a row.
Deuce in the second game. That's a CUNY Player of the Year, huh?
Yeah, that is a great shot, utilizing the doubles line brilliantly. And they got to know, you're going to hit the ball to De Guzman, you better put a lot on it. Because you hit the ball softly, that is coming right past you. You're going to be in disbelief at how quickly it whizzes by. So that's game point. They've won 4 in a row here to being down double break. Nice hold there.
That's it. 2-0. Well, Bearcats in the advantage of Ava De Guzman on the service line. One of the things Greg Wiskowski noted about her from a personality standpoint, like a lot of the greats, never gets too high or too low. She just has the same response at all times. As there is Afida to start us off in game 3. With Liliko Chung on the service line. Look out.
You're making that look so easy. First, I was thinking you try and lob over to Guzman, but the way they were lined up, you had the whole side open. They were trying to hit over Natalie Ibelhoft again. She's 5'10", reaches right over and says, yeah, I'm just going to stretch and hit the ball while I'm there. That's a great shot and a good start again for Baruch in game 3. Chung wanted the big shot a little too quickly there, a little impatient, and now Baruch up a point. 15-30 here. Yeah,
so the fault from Liliko Chung and the kind of mistakes, I think, Zach, as I look over Alex Trezos, he's looking over the other watching he's going to go back and forth, of course, as a coach, but those are the kinds of errors you just cannot double fault against the combination of De Guzman and Ibelhoft.
That right there, a tremendous ace from Chung. They were down double break. I'll say, was that in bounds? I'll have to get a confirmation here.
I think Hunter thinks it is, and judging by the reaction of Ava De Guzman, again, there is no digital scoreboard, so we are trusting our eyes.
Yes, the official did call 30-40. Here we go. Wait, one more. That's 3-0, Ralph. They're just setting them up there. You got to avoid Ibelhoft. Again, 5'10", doing a great job out there. And
it just shows in Natalie's aggressive personality. It is 3-0 Baruch. Natalie Ibelhoft has a lot of goals that she wants to achieve. An athlete that you wanted to teach tennis. She hopes to someday open up a nightclub, a bar, wants to revolutionize New York City nightlife. Speaks 4 languages, can translate Latin. Just an all-around cerebral person, but the aggression that comes out in tennis. And there's Greg Wiskowski talking to his #1 doubles with the 3-0 advantage. And he's not just fitting in, is the way he described it. He's not just putting tennis skill sets together, he's putting personalities together.
No, absolutely. Biggest thing about doubles tennis, Ralph, how well do you get along with your partner on and off the court? You know, much different game than singles. You got to share the court with them. You have to have the chemistry to know whose ball it is, and obviously you got to have whatever. It's a fist bump, a racket touch, an elbow, a handshake between points. Just stay connected, that next point mentality, because if you don't get along with your partner and someone takes the ball or someone misses a shot, it's going to go a long way toward creating a disconnect, as Hunter, speaking of, will be halfway toward losing this #1 doubles if they don't break Ibelhoft right now. They need this down 0-3, and it's happened in, what, 10 minutes? This has been very quick. They need this.
And that's Afida that did not quite get the follow through on it. Tough start here for Zara Afida. This pairings of Zara Afida and Liliko Chung, 4-1, so they did not go the entire season together. While De Guzman and Ibelhoft, 11-0.
You get a nice break on a double fault. It's only the second total double fault for either server in this first set. Let's see if that's what Hunter needs now. Ibelhoft might be overthinking the serve after the double fault.
So Baruch 30-15 in this fourth game of #1 doubles, still to come on Facebook Live. Looking forward to showing you the #1 singles between De Guzman of Baruch and Afida of Hunter. Nice touch there from Ava De Guzman.
One thing I'm noticing here, maybe it's just me, Ralph, maybe you see it too, we're seeing a lot of powerful shots from Baruch. Hunter kind of just scrambling to get the ball back, not hitting with as much confidence. They're coming in softer, and it's allowing more slams for the Bearcats.
Here comes a potential, that was Chung that perhaps could have finished it off.
That's
much
beautiful. Better. That was beautiful from Chung at the net. Hunter did have a few chances earlier, but you take it when you get it. One more from forcing a second deuce here in this first set. Have one in game 2.
And Ibelhoft kind of left reaching there. Natalie's also played in the 5th or 6th singles position through her career, but back 2 years ago as a sophomore was on the #2 doubles team. Get the sense that Natalie very much enjoys doubles. Her skill set athletically seems to fit very well to this aspect of tennis. Nice cross court there, Zara Afida.
That's why she's #1 singles, why she's #1 doubles. It's just a great shot up the line. I think she needed that for her confidence. Definitely not playing her best so far today, but now that they have a break point, this is huge for the Hawks. Just get one back. So you get this, then you win your serve. Don't blink. It's 3-2. You're right back in it.
And the lob out of the reach of Ibelhoft. So Hunter with the response.
So 3 out of the first 4 serve games now have been won by the receiving team. Interesting, we have 3 breaks already, but Hunter needed that. They're hoping for a hold. They got Afida back, and would love to see them try and maybe serve up the line, try and get a couple of aces, and kind of take the racket out of the hands of the talented Baruch duo. I haven't seen much of that. You won't see it too often, but every now and then you want to just go up the middle, make it hard.
And that consistent serve of Afida gets things started in game number 5. Alex Trezos describes that it's not power, but her serve is consistent. She can spot it, doesn't beat herself. And it's working well here at 30 love.
A very nice start for Hunter here, putting the pressure on, and De Guzman could not get that back.
Yep, and we're seeing how, compared to the opening first game or two for Zara Afida, certainly she's stepping into her shots a lot more.
Now they're going to have triple game points. You might see if he goes for a little bit of a stronger serve, unless she'll have a second serve. But she's hitting the ball very well right now.
Yeah, it's a rare kind of shank from Ava De Guzman. And maybe made the shot a little bit too tough, but it's 3-2.
Yeah, like I said, you blink once, it's already 3-2. They come back, they take that game, and Zara Afida with their best serving of the match so far, and Hunter can only hope that their number 2 and number 3 doubles pairings are faring well right now.
Well, the story, the first 3 games is, I'd say, Natalie Ibelhoft at the net with her power. And Hunter has made the adjustment as you watch the CUNY 2021 Women's Tennis Championship today on Facebook Live. Ralph Bednarchik with Zach Weiss. Thrilled to have all of you here. First ever CUNY tennis broadcast of any kind. We're keeping up with the score, and these athletes, Hunter the 2 seed, but a perennial power, 22 CUNY championships. Baruch, first regular season title and number 1 seed since 2016, and they're looking for their first championship since 2016, looking for their 7th. 5 other courts are being occupied right now, but we're bringing you just this court for number 1 doubles followed by number 1 singles. So De Guzman on serve, and Ibelhoft could not finish it.
That's just tough. Hunter twice saving what looked like game points. They tried, but point will be taken by Baruch, of course, as Chung hits it a little short. It's so hard to get those powerful shots at the net. It's so difficult to get your racket. You always think, whenever you're playing there, you think, I got it, I got it. Then all of a sudden, it's like, I really didn't have it.
A little bit more action at the net from Natalie Ibelhoft. It's just anything in her range, and you can see how well this plays with De Guzman on serve.
And that's just unfortunate. Took a bad bounce at the net, and then Ibelhoft able to just slam home a winner.
De Guzman the ace. De Guzman's parents are from the Philippines. She grew up in Long Beach, California. Older sister Miranda got her into dance and ballet. Eventually, though, Ava chose to pursue tennis with her other sister and her dad that were her hitting partners. And some of that quickness with her feet, I'm sure, has paid off.
Oh, what a nice shot by Afida at the net. You could tell before De Guzman hit that last ball. I was like, I'm done with this game. I want to put an end to this long rally. Went for it, slammed right toward the net. And Zara Afida was there to say, hold on a minute. You don't have to earn this one. You're not just going to get it like that.
And Ibelhoft makes quick work. 4-2 Baruch.
They're halfway there.
First to 8 games in doubles in college tennis. Now on serve, Hunter. So Liliko Chung. And the chip just wide of the baseline by Ibelhoft.
Beautiful forehand by Chung there. Gets herself a nice winner, and Hunter takes the first point. They pretty much have to hold every serve the rest of the way, then break Baruch just once if they want to extend. Down a couple games here, everything counts. It's great they won the 2 in a row, but they're still down 4-2. There's no second set to do it over in doubles. You just have to get it right immediately.
Oh, did that go down? Hard to tell.
Yeah.
It went for Zara Afida off the tape and incredibly sharp. That's like pulling over, and after you've just missed the exit, you still found a way to make the left-hand turn and get off the highway. That ball went parallel to the net, but the break for Zara Afida.
It's a tough miss from Chung there, Ralph. She's starting to hit the ball so much better. And now we're back to 30 all. See if they can get something here at the serve to Ibelhoft.
Liliko's majoring in human biology, minor in math and psychology. Someone that Coach Alex Trezos credits for getting this team together from an emotional standpoint over the course of long meets. And Chung just kind of stopped short there and didn't follow through with confidence.
Here we got break point Baruch going up 5-2 in the super set. Pretty much, if you hold your serve, guarantees you the set. This is the biggest point of the season for Hunter here on court number 16.
Yep, that went. Shot in, Baruch, 5-2 now in #1 doubles.
Perhaps the one thing that Hunter can look at right now as a positive, Ralph. They dropped the first 3 games, and they won the next 2. Now they've lost 2, so everything has happened in intervals of multiples of at least 2 or 3. So perhaps they find some rhythm again and get going. But you're down 5-2 against a doubles pairing that hasn't lost this year. You're going to have to do something that hasn't been done before. So I'm sure Alex Trezos coming over to talk to them about that right now. And look, Chung and Afida are both hitting the ball very well, but they're facing 2 players that really don't know the meaning of the word lose. If you ask them to define it in their own words, they'll say, it's not in my dictionary. So they're trying to enter uncharted territory by coming back and pulling off a mega upset.
There's Alex Trezos, indeed talking to his doubles pairing, giving them a quick word, and even Greg Wiskowski will make his rounds over. But a coach has to have a peek at every single court taking place. Sometimes the courts are a little bit more spread out than the coaches would like. But Wiskowski making the rounds here and seeing how they are doing.
And Greg Wiskowski's been all over. He's been at FDU, he's been at College of St. Elizabeth, he was at Seton Hall for a decade, and now he's settling in at Baruch, trying to bring them that first title since 2016. And on paper, it looked good for them coming in. They're up 5-2 in the game we have right here, the match I should say. Let's see how Ibelhoft does on serve. If Baruch gets this, they go up 6-2. It's going to be really tough for the Hawks.
And it's out from Chung after Ibelhoft and Chung exchange some volleys at tight quarters.
Just gonna get a redo on a let there. Lucky that one dropped in the box.
Fine serve, the best one so far of the afternoon from Natalie.
And if we had a radar gun to measure just how fast the serve was, I would probably say that's the fastest from any player in this match so far. Mistimed it to Afida. Ibelhoft locked in right now. Chance to go up 6-2.
It's out. A clean game for Baruch with Natalie Ibelhoft on the service line. 6-2 Bearcats, inching closer towards the #1 doubles victory.
Yeah, so the way it works, playoff tennis, first to win 5 individual matches win. Singles and doubles put together. There's 3 doubles, there are 6 singles. See if Afida, she'll be out, so she'll have a second serve coming. They're down 6-2. They've now lost 3 straight. It's pretty much do or die. You can't lose any points if you can help it. That's a great forehand.
Yep, Afida forcing Ibelhoft to switch to her forehand rather than trust the backhand. Baruch College, the #1 seed after getting through the CUNY regular season.
One thing, if I'm Hunter on that point, Ralph, I might have actually tried to go at Ibelhoft a second or third time there. De Guzman's really not going to miss on the baseline. You just have to hope to clear the long reach of Ibelhoft, and it gives you a quick one. But now we're at 15-all.
Oh, fine turning over the racket for Zara Afida.
Yeah, that's a beautiful passing shot, 30-15. And the one thing is here, Afida did play very well with Catania this year in doubles as well as Chung. I think they wanted to have the two spaced out if they were playing together. Chung has been very good, but perhaps we'd be seeing a bit of a different score if that was the case. We can only hypothesize at this point.
Coaches have to declare their pairings and slots 1 through 5 prior to a championship.
That was a bunny. That's, if they don't win this game, Chung is going to be beside herself. That it happens. Nobody's perfect. Everybody misses those shots, but under these circumstances, you have to be able to get that.
Fine return from Ibelhoft. Look, you've got to pick somebody to serve, and it's not going to be the CUNY Player of the Year most times.
Yeah, so now you got break point, a chance to be within 4 points of winning this match. If you could get this one, this has just been incredible from Baruch at 3-2. Thought maybe the Hawks had figured something out, but let's see what Afida can do. It's going to have to happen with the second serve. Just make sure you get this ball in the box.
Oh, fine return. And Ava De Guzman just looking so under control. Baruch taking the game 7-2 now in #1 doubles.
Yeah, they're going to have pretty much everybody if they struggle a bit to close out, everyone on the court will get to serve at least once, and they'll still have a chance to serve for this match. So let's see how this goes. I believe it'll be Ibelhoft to serve for them next. Will it be De Guzman? I think De Guzman is actually on serve.
Yes,
so that is exactly what you want to see. She's been great in both of her previous serve games. So
Lone loss this year, Zach by Baruch. They went down to Stockton, down in South Jersey, lost 6-3. The coach there at Stockton is a tennis official, terrific tennis program out of the NJAC, and match was scheduled. And just a nice barometer test for Greg Wiskowski there. Speaking of being here at the USTA, one of Greg's most fondest memories actually happens to be a phone call he received while being at the US Tennis Center on his way home from the US Open almost 2 decades ago. He received the phone call from Seton Hall that they wanted to interview him for their head job while on the way back. Of course, kind of late in the process in late-ish August, but he still remembers to this day. Matter of fact, he got the phone call, I guess, as he was going onto the subway, of course, with the elevated trains here. Otherwise, you couldn't get the phone call.
That's magic. That's just magic, man. You can get on, you'd be getting on the 7, and that's the case. As we see, the first point goes to Hunter on an errant lob from Baruch. That's incredible. You had a great run there.
And nice choice there from Afida. You know you're going to get the job if you get a call about a tennis job while you're at the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
The world is lined up for you at that point.
And if the call doesn't go your way, you might just never want to see a racket again. It's like, I was at the place to watch tennis, to play, and now all of a sudden I get this bad news. Speaking of bad news, you hit to Ibelhoft, that's what you're going to get. 30-15,
Yeah,
15-30 rather.
Anything in her range today, and she has finished off with authority.
And she's definitely got to be excited for basketball. She ended her long tennis layover between the 2 years, and now as a redshirt junior, she'll have 2 years left to play basketball. And it'll be fun to see the CUNYAC basketball games get going again. That was a great serve from De Guzman to tie us at 30 and bring Baruch within 2 points of the match.
That was just out from De Guzman. Well, her feel, too, at 5'10", it's not just about the reach, I've noticed, Zach, but she is putting herself into spots, anticipating where the return has to go there.
Got match point now for Baruch, too. Let's see if they can get that on the first try. Or we'll see deuce here in game number 10.
That's it. Doubles. Number 1 doubles goes to Baruch College. And both times this season, Baruch takes care of Hunter by a score of 8-2. So congratulations to Ava De Guzman and Natalie Ibelhoft as they defeat Liliko Chung and Zara Afida for the 2nd time this year. Baruch and number 1 doubles. They look like they are the first match that is final this afternoon from the 2021 CUNY Women's Tennis Championships. Quick work, perhaps the key juncture at 4-2 and 6-2, particularly with Ibelhoft on serve. I think she won that 6th game to make it 6-2. That seemed to be significant just to give Baruch the final cushion that they would need. And now we'll watch Ava De Guzman and Zara Afida warm up for a little bit and get going with number 1 singles.
And with that, Ralph, they complete Ibelhoft and De Guzman a perfect season in the doubles rank at 13-0 on the season. Unbelievable.
Yeah, make it 12.
12-0, excuse me.
Yeah. So we'll pause here. We'll come back. Warm-ups for number 1 singles, and I think we'll give you a little taste of some of the other action taking place on the other courts here. It's not just about this match here, but Baruch is already done. They are #1 doubles champions. We're back with more on Facebook Live.
2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
Welcome back on Facebook Live. 2021 CUNY Women's Tennis Championships. #1 doubles is in the books, belonging to Baruch. And it's 4-3 Baruch here in #2 doubles is what we've just been told to the moment. At the bottom is Hunter College. We'll introduce the doubles pairing in a moment. Baruch at the top. And there is Lauren Craker to finish it off. So it's Craker. She was scheduled to be with Esther Benjamin, and we don't have confirmation whether or not if that is Benjamin. And that is Yana Rabkova, born and raised in Belarus. She is on serve, and she is with freshman from Delray Beach, Florida, in Angelina Catania. And Catania had a terrific freshman year.
Bit short on that one. Might kind of hit that like a skee ball. Just kind of roll it up over instead of hitting it right over the net. But Rabkova was 4-1 in singles in the regular year, 5-1 in doubles, and an 8-2 win with Benjamin. Or rather, an 8-2 win with Catania last time they played Baruch. So obviously going a little differently this time through. So we don't have a score yet, but once this game is over, we'll be able to track and then start from scratch for you folks.
Yana Rabkova on service. And Lauren Craker's shot wide. Lauren Craker is from the state of Ohio.
Looks like it is now 5-3 in favor of Baruch. Like that was game point.
So now Lauren Craker's turn on service. The word Greg Wiskowski used about this senior was that she has balance to her game, from Howland, Ohio, and Kennedy Catholic. And the touch game from her doubles partner, and the point for Hunter. Lauren Craker in her #2 singles spot against Angelina Catania, which is next. They went 16-14 in a tiebreak one, so they have some history between one another. And that's wide of the baseline in front of Craker. And Lauren has been second or third singles throughout the majority of her year, well now 2 years. A junior from Ohio. All right, so we have it at 5-3 Baruch at the top portion of your screen. #2 doubles, we'll give you a little taste of that. As Catania fought it off, and the shot wide. So the point for Rabkova and Catania.
30-15 Hunter in a must-have game down 2. #1 doubles fell short. Got to try and get one here to take a little pressure off your singles.
So is the freshman from Tokyo, Wakana Ida. That is the doubles partner with Lauren Craker here. So very much a last moment change for Greg Wiskowski, the head coach of Baruch. So there is Ida. And her volley wide the back line. So it is now 5-4. The game belonging to the Hunter College Hawks here in number 2 doubles.
And Ralph, Ida undefeated this season in doubles and singles. If you take away the Stockton match, of course, that was a tough one all around. She has had a magnificent year in both the singles and the double circuit. So Baruch is still up a game, although if Hunter can hold, we are even at 5. And Hunter is going to be relying a lot on this number 2 doubles team. See Alex Trezos talking with his duo. They need this one, get it tied. We're not sure what's happening on court 3, but you dropped court 1. You need to get at least 1 doubles win. Or as soon as 2 singles fall short, it won't matter what happens with the rest.
And Zach, these players are kind of insulated too. I mean, look, when we play recreationally, maybe you have a sense of who's doing what on the court next to you, but your attention is here. Maybe sometimes someone whispers over to you, or you see your teammate like Ava De Guzman. Oh, okay, she must have won. Maybe that gives another doubles team some extra confidence or some more urgency if you're Hunter in that case.
Well, Catania just nailed home a perfect first serve and will go in as an ace. Yeah, there's no question. If you see your teammates successfully getting the win to start, you'll feel very good. So we'll see how Baruch does the rest of the way here. Still up 5-4. They love a break right now.
It's Angelina Catania on serve, 5'7" from Delray Beach. First team All CUNY. Pursuing a career in sports medicine is her goal. And that's a sharp shot out of bounds from Aida. And Catania, she's known for her big serve. She's an attacking-minded player. And that is indeed a big serve.
The deep shot. A little short in the backhand though.
A fine return coming from Lauren Craker.
Every point in this game is critical to the Hawks. They're trying to even it up at 5.
Another ace, Catania. Boy, it doesn't even look like she puts all of her potential power behind it. Angelina 9-1 in the primarily the number 2 single spot for Hunter, behind Zara Afida.
Also went 2-0 in the number 1 this year when she had a couple of chances.
Ball is out. Catania and Rapkova. Catania on serve, keeping Baruch a bit off balance in this number 2 doubles.
And tied at 5. It's getting very interesting here on court number 15. Catania, one-time Rookie of the Week this year, Ralph. It was the second week of the season on September the 13th was named. She's actually played doubles with 4 different pairings this year, so pretty much gels with everybody based on her success.
Yeah, I get the sense you could fit that serve in with anybody. That shot wide from Yana Rapkova. So remains the freshman from Tokyo, Wakana Aida, On serve here for Baruch in the navy on white. Hunter, white on purple.
Looks like Hunter just picked up a win over on court 3, so that's going to be their first point of the day.
So right now it is 1-all, so Hunter celebrating. And eyes will be here, I think, on court 15, sandwiched between everybody.
Critical serve game for Ida. This is going to be the swing game in the set at 5-5.
What a shot from Yana Rapkova, a senior from Brooklyn, but born and raised in Belarus, was first team CUNY this year. This was the best season of her career. Alex Trezos telling us about her big forehand, big serve, and a biochemistry major at Hunter College. Rapkova, after Catania perhaps had a missed opportunity at a winner, just a rally before that.
Every shot had the potential to be a winner on that. They're hitting the ball with such great power, Ralph. Hunter is locked in right now. The rest of the Hunter players now locked in. Watching this one.
And Rapkova a bit too aggressive. Still to come, #1 singles. Ava De Guzman of Baruch against Zara Afida of Hunter College. They should be stretching and just getting themselves ready to go in a moment.
Right, a shot there, just out. Back and forth, 11th game. Again, this will be the swing game. If Hunter can take this, they'll go into serve and a chance at 2 opportunities to close it out. Critical point right here.
Double fault against the freshman Ida.
Perhaps could be game point for Hunter. I believe we are induced right now. Make this game point. Was game point, 6-5. Hunter here, Ralph. They've won 3 straight. Every game that we've covered from point 1 to the end has been won now by Hunter.
I'd say the common theme has been power working for both Rapkova and Catania. There's Alex Trezos. Alex spending, I think, more years than he would admit working as a trader for JP Morgan. And of course, the grind of that over time, he just needed a release, got himself back into tennis where he had grown up, graduated from St. John's, was not an athlete, but decided, you know what, he wanted to give back and loved the sport and teaching of it. I think he's found another passion. This is his 4th season, 3rd year, 4th year as head coach without the fall of 2020. And 2018, they were the CUNY runners-up, and he won the championship back in 2019, and now he's a certified professional tennis instructor. Loved how he just described it. He has spent a lot of time here at the USTA working with Whitney Kraft, who was one of the directors in the USTA in coaching. #6-5 Hunter, #2 doubles. #1 doubles already complete. That went to Baruch 8-2.
Number 3, we are being told it was an 8-4, Ralph. 8-4 win for Hunter in number 3 doubles. So this is by far the closest one we've seen out of those 3. That's a great serve.
Yeah, that's Yana Rabkova. For Rabkova, last year certainly robbed her of a full year. She is a senior. She had a knee injury in 2019. Was set to come back and was ready to play. Did not. So she'll only end up with her freshman and senior years. And of course does have another year to use if she wants it, maybe even if a 6th year if she chooses to stay in school. That's Rabkova again, baseline.
If she's gonna hit the ball like this in the championship, she should take every last ounce of eligibility and just go for it.
Ace, Rabkova, the return wide from Lauren Craker.
You got triple game point here on serve, up 6-5. Just get this one quick, no second thoughts. You go up 7-5 and put yourself in a great position to walk away with a 2-1 edge after doubles.
That was ruled out. Rabkova again. 7-5 Hunter. That's it. Number 2 doubles belongs to the Hawks. They climbed out of a bit of a deficit. Yana Rabkova, senior from Belarus on the left. Angelina Catania, freshman from Delray Beach, Florida. So it is now, by our information, it is now 2-1 Hunter. Wins in 2nd and 3rd doubles up to the minute as far as we know.
So they're gonna need just 3 singles wins and then they could be champs. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm very excited for Afida and De Guzman. You take away their doubles partners. It's going to be a great match.
So Hunter celebrates. And we are standing by still for number 1 singles. Looks like everybody else is done on the other courts. So we'll take a timeout. Come back with more here. 2021 CUNY Women's Tennis Championships. For the first time ever, tennis being broadcast in the CUNYs. We're happy to have you with us. We're back to the U.S. Tennis Center in a moment on Facebook Live.
2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
Stick mic, you want me to... We're standing by for #1 singles. Ralph Biniarchik with Zach Weiss from the 2021 CUNY Women's Tennis Championships here in Flushing at the U.S. National Tennis Center. We'll be hearing from Jocelyn Alfala in a moment. She's the Director of Schools and Community Tennis at USTA Eastern. We'll ask her a few questions about the structure of everything. You know, Zach, people know about Flushing, but they think of it in August and a little bit of September. And sometimes it's a little bit kind of out of sight, out of mind, but there's actually a lot that goes on here on a daily basis. So let's bring on Jocelyn Alfala now. Jocelyn, thank you so much for being here. And we were just talking that I think that the general public doesn't realize just how much tennis instruction takes place here in Flushing, aside from August and September when the eyes of the world are on it. That there's college championships, there's college regular season matches. How about what is the significance, I think, to the USTA that these events also get to take place here?
It's so instrumental for the sport of tennis. It shows a lot. Number one, CUNY championships represent a diverse ecosystem, right? And to know that tennis is demonstrated through the CUNYAC is amazing. Aside from that, we also, at the USTA Eastern Section, partner with a lot of local community partners to increase the growth of tennis, so it's important.
And Jocelyn, just to describe your role as a director of tennis instruction at the USTA, what does that mean, and what kind of instruction are you leading?
Absolutely. So I'm actually director of a department for community tennis as well as schools tennis. So what that means is we focus on developing relationships within the partners who deliver tennis, such as parks and rec departments, schools, colleges, volunteers, clubs, facilities. So what that means is we partner with them to discuss how we could improve the growth and development of tennis. So it's just a works in progress. It's a super cool, fun job because we really get to excite people about the sport of tennis.
And I would imagine, I think I speak for Zach as well, I wonder how often you've gotten the question asked, well, can we play in the new Ash Stadium yet? How often do you get that from folks in school teams, seeing that, especially when they come here and realize, oh, wow, you know what? Let's go inside. We want a chance to play there one time.
It's inspiring. I mean, this is in our backyard in New York. So knowing how successful some junior players throughout our section, the Eastern section that is, or U.S. players that are coming through on the professional side, having the younger kids on the grassroots level aspire to be those professional players and to see this amazing stadium is truly an inspiring moment for everybody, right? And then also, I know that the USTA does tours here at the National Tennis Center for school-aged kids, partnering with local schools here in Queens. So that's also kind of segueing into a pathway to excite the sport of tennis.
Yeah, and Jocelyn, so seeing that Hunter's got off to a 2-1 start in doubles, you must be feeling great as somebody that did. Here we go.
Here we
bringing out the
go.
Hunter
Here we go.
Hawks.
Here we go. Hunter pride.
You're rooting for the Hawks today.
That's right.
Now, which of
Hawks.
those previous 22 championships were you a part of?
Oh, my goodness. Well, I played in the 90s, the late 90s, and then I coached from 2003 to 2009. So I'm a Hawk through and through. So I'm excited to see them back in the championship.
And no question.
So we're above.
And of course, now it's 2-1 Hunter as our latest score as we wait for number one doubles here to take place. How have you seen college tennis change over this time, especially when you were a student athlete? Was back in 1999, were you playing here your college tennis tournaments?
Yes. This was also inspiring for me as a player in high school to want to play in CUNY, because I knew I didn't want to go anywhere else, to be honest. I kind of knew I wanted to go to Hunter, and I did. Their team back then that I was fortunate to be on was super competitive. The level of play was top-notch. I think that there's ebbs and flows in the talent pool of tennis players, and I think, you know, watching the doubles round so far, you know, they're really good and talented student athletes. So it's nice to see that there is a level of consistency throughout the year.
And my understanding is high school PSAL does have some tournaments here. Do they have the New York City Championship here as well in some outer courts?
I think they may not use the tennis center. There's other facilities around the local New York City area. I think they use Crotona Park, which is in the Bronx. at Cary Leeds, which is a national junior tennis and learning.
Okay, so perhaps those may not be PSAL championships then. The Big East Championship I know has been here before.
Yes.
I guess what are your hopes and vision for to continue to expand this? I mean, there's so many courts here now. Just these outer courts are in spectacular condition that it's a privilege for everybody to have a chance to utilize it.
I agree. That's a good point. I think, you know, to have this as an accessibility point to schools, colleges, is just truly a great part of our sport. So it'll be amazing to
Jocelyn, we want to thank you. We have #1 singles coming up.
Fantastic. It'll be great to see.
Jocelyn Alfala, we know who you're rooting for, but we'll talk
Go
off
Hawks.
air.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
Jocelyn Alfala,
Thank you.
a Hunter Hawk and also part of the USTA Eastern Director of Local Community Outreach and the coordinator here of this championship from the USTA. So we're underway in #1 doubles. At the top is Zara Afida, and at the bottom is the CUNY Player of the Year, Ava De Guzman. They just finished up #1 doubles, 8-2 for De Guzman and her partner against Afida.
Great winner from De Guzman. And Ralph, let's keep in mind the last time these players got together, it was 6-0, 6-1 in favor of De Guzman. So Afida wants to get off to a strong start. She's on serve first. We'll love to try and get one quickly and just quash any opportunity into 6-0. Do not let De Guzman get hot. There's no doubles partner to bail you out here. You're on your own. It's now best of 3 sets. Got to start strong.
And to echo your point, another point for De Guzman. I think it's 15-30, De Guzman. That Alex Trezos brought up an interesting point, the coach of Hunter, about Zafida, who's just a junior, problem solving and being aggressive at the right times to try to bring that gap a little closer between the two. As that is quick work, that shot is in for De Guzman, and she takes the opening game of problem solving. What's that mean when you take on someone that has shown to be a very low error person for Zara Afida, problem solving on the court? What's that mean to you, Zach?
Yes, I think that means 2 things. It means 1, you just have to keep extending the rally and do anything you can to get the ball over. Make her hit winners. And the second thing, Ralph, would be, you know, just hit the ball hard or go for it more often. I mean, that's just another beautiful winner up the line for De Guzman. You have to start strong here. You can't. You already lost the game. You're down. You basically have to figure it out as you go. Tennis is a game of adjustments. You see things from the first serve game or 2, you fix it later. But right now, as we're seeing De Guzman, no one solved it yet. That's a nice return, though, 15-0.
Indeed, and I thought the other word that Alex Trezos used that stuck out to me is allowing Ava De Guzman dictate too much. Now it's going to take perhaps the best match of the season for Zara Afida, but she's capable of putting it together. The mental makeup we'll get to is another strong aspect. That in 2019, as a freshman just walking into a team, it was Afida that essentially requested to be in the #1 singles slot. That doesn't happen in any program. Not often anyway.
Well, so that's very lucky bounce. That was very nearly a serve error and a double fault if that dropped over the wrong side of the net. But you love to see it, you know, from Zara Afida. You know, she wants it. She wants to be playing the best. She wants to be the best. And this is her golden opportunity right now on Facebook Live for the first time in her tennis career.
And the first time in CUNY tennis history. And De Guzman again up 30-15 after storming through the opening game in this #1 singles bout. Again, score was 6-0, 6-1 back on October 2nd between the two.
Now was out. You don't get the doubles line when you're playing singles. 45, and the way we're seeing De Guzman hit, you'd honestly think she camped out here overnight and got to know every inch, the way she's placing the ball beautifully on every rally. It's incredible.
And I guess I'd note that for a Southern California girl, she is the one not with the sweatshirt, Zach. And it is the New Yorker and Zara Afida that's going with the sweatshirt here. So I think Ava has adjusted quite well, huh?
No doubt about that. That's another. Is that in? It looks like it was. It's 2-0. 33% of the way through taking this first set.
Afida now on serve. That consistency that we showed you in the #1 doubles. That's been her forte and perhaps her greatest strength. That ball is out. Or that was in, actually, for De Guzman.
Yeah, it's twice we've seen Afida kind of get caught up. Is it in? Is it out? That's just a tough break. She could tell the way she was smiling, like, I could have had that, but all about timing, all about placement. And right now, Ava De Guzman is just on another level. And as a lot of players struggled against Stockton, she still held her own.
And now Afida double faulting, and she's just trying to find it right now. And perhaps some of the past history against De Guzman weighing on her.
That was a good serve. That will not be returned. I'll make it 15-30. You just got to win 1 point at a time, and that's the thing. When you're playing a De Guzman type, Ralph, you want to get it all back in one shot, but you got to take it point by point. Don't get too far ahead of yourself, and just stay consistent with what you do.
And kind of a rare mistake of aggression from De Guzman.
Yeah, she does not want to play the volley game. She just wants to hit winners. And right now, we're at 30 all. Just get one game, get 1 point a couple times in a row. If you're Zara Afida, get your confidence up. And then next time you talk to Alex Trizos, you know, get your message across. Although this guy's got 6 different courts to go on now. He's going to be going all over, but whenever that time comes.
Turn out of bounds. De Guzman bearing in on a 3-0 advantage. Set 1, a #1 singles.
We got our first break point here of the game. Love to see an ace from Afida to get it right to deuce. Or you just make it 3-0 if you're De Guzman, just like that.
3-0 for the conference's Player of the Year, freshman out of Long Beach, California. Been difficult to rattle her. What a promising career in front. And junior Zara Afida trying to regroup and just find something that's going to work for her. Other matches are underway on the other courts. But entering this #1 singles, it's 2-1 Hunter. With Hunter picking up victories in #2 doubles and #3 doubles. Baruch 8-2 over Hunter in #1 doubles. De Guzman on serve. Fine slice.
That drop shot, a thing of beauty from De Guzman. We've seen her powerful deliveries, we've seen her strong serve, and now we're seeing the drop game near the net. She's got all the elements of a great player. No one's been able to get the best of her this year. Except maybe the net on that one. Make it 15-0.
Well, Greg Wiskowski describing this fantastic freshman has been started off about talking about her baseline game. That's been pretty special and consistent.
Too strong on the backhand from Afida. It's going to make it 30-15 in favor of De Guzman. So far making very quick work of her opponent. Wasted no time. Right back into her serve.
Rare double fault from De Guzman. And Ava right now just trying to find that serve that has escaped her for a minute.
Oh, what a great backhand, Ralph, by Zara Afida. She's got her first break point of the match. Huge opportunity. That was just a great shot up the line.
Deuce in game 4.
First match we called on the doubles here on court 16. Baruch won both deuces. Let's see if that'll change. Afida wanted it to change. I think hit the ball a little too hard there, Ralph.
De Guzman taking game 4, navigating through a little bit of serving hiccups. 4-0 in this opening set. Confidence.
Bullet up the line. De Guzman doing a nice job just getting the ball deep, forcing Afida to worry more about getting the ball over the net rather than trying to hit a winner. See this again. Boom.
Particularly going to her left, Zach, watching Ava De Guzman for the first time. Of course, most prefer going to their right, their strong hand, but she seems very comfortable sliding to her left.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cross-court shot, and Ava De Guzman has no weakness. Such a good player, and Zara Afida normally somebody that's going to take you deep into sets, win or lose. She's going to make it hard, force a lot of tiebreakers, but against De Guzman now on the season, she's lost 16 of 17 games, and now is facing triple break point on her serve.
Clean 5th game for the Conference Player of the Year, freshman Ava De Guzman. 5-0, first set. in the #1 singles of the CUNY Tennis Championship.
And if she takes this next game, Ralph, it'll be the 10th time in 13 matches this season in singles that De Guzman has a 6-0 included. That is just incredible. It's so hard to win 3 serve games in a row against your opponent. To do it that many times is just nuts. And here's a fun fact for you. Nikita Kordziluska of Purchase is the only player to take more than 2 games off her in any set, doubles or singles. She took 3 sets. Or sorry, 3 games, I should say. 3 sets. I'd be saying that's 2 matches. Took 3 games off her at 6-3, and that's her worst set of the year. So I'm not sure what Ava De Guzman's, what she expects of herself on the court, but nobody can expect to be that good all season. She has been unbelievable.
A rare chance of the net there for Afida to step into and perhaps hit cross court, and instead she catches net.
Yeah, I'm surprised she went cross court. I'm also surprised she didn't step into that one much. She kind of took a half step and was hoping for a short one. I would have gone up the line, but she does lose that one, and then a beautiful ace by De Guzman, who's 2 points away from a clean sweep in set 1.
We're now joined by David Wu, the president of Baruch College, as he watches Ava De Guzman, the conference's player of the year, right now having great control over Hunter's Zara Afida. 5-0 during this 6th game, opening set. Ralph Bjornchik with Zach Weiss. David, first of all, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping make today possible. Of course, all the presidents had to make a decision, I guess so many months ago, probably around May or June, that today would happen. I guess describe that moment, because you're here bearing the fruits of it. I think you hoped to, especially from a Baruch standpoint.
No, absolutely. I'm really glad to be here and seeing our athletes doing so well. They already won the regular season championship, and I hope they do great today as well.
What a slice from Ava De Guzman as we watch her. And of course, the CUNY it's the city's game, but it's a Californian, and it still managed to attract students from all over the world. How about from that perspective of welcoming in everybody from outside New York City? There's remote classes, making that decision of students coming into the city. Just describe, I guess, where that still stands for Baruch as we look ahead to the spring 2022.
Sure. So, we're always proud ourselves with, absolutely top-notch academics, and also with the that diversity in the city and all the different things around us, and strong athletic programs and all these different things that attract really students from all over the country, all over the world, really. And so Guzman, for example, is an exchange student from Japan, and we have she's spending the year with us, and we have many of the students coming internationally and also from all around the country like that. So very proud of our academic programs that attract all these students from all over the world.
And De Guzman, forehand winner. And that is game number 6.
That's a first set sweep. So now that's the 10th match this year, Ralph, that we have seen Ava De Guzman with a sweep. She has just been unbelievable, continuing to tear it up.
Dr. Wu, when you look at, from your perspective, how has your opinion evolved on the significance of having sports in CUNY, providing support and resources compared to, let's say, day one? Now that you've been in the position, how has your opinion evolved?
Sure, sure. So I joined Baruch actually right in the middle of the pandemic. And so the first year there were no athletics, and that was really devastating for athletes. And I understand many of them were really suffering a bit. I've been communicating and talking to many of them. And so we are really excited that this year we're able to bring some of the sports back. So we are also coming back on campus a lot more. So.
Second set underway. Dr. David Wu, president of Baruch College, is our guest here. After Ava De Guzman of Baruch College, as you see at the top portion of your screen, took the opening set 6-0. Zara Afida on serve.
And so, David, this being now your first full year of having athletics with Baruch, how great is it, from your perspective? You got the Battle of Lexington here at the USTA, the first championship that the Bearcats get to partake in under your watch.
Yes, no, I really excited, And I guess you have to appreciate that since we don't have a tennis facility on campus, and our athletes has to, travel far and to practice and everything else.
Yeah, the level of dedication, too, that these athletes, I think folks behind the scenes don't realize that it's not just going from class and then a 2-minute walk to practice. You need to be devoted to it from a logistical standpoint. Their commute might be more difficult than yours, David.
That's right. A lot more difficult, yes. And that's extra point for our athletes. They have a lot to juggle.
And Afida has not been able to find her hard serve that she's been known for in this #1 singles.
And Ralph, I think what it is, more than half of tennis, there's obviously the ability to get out there and play, but it's mental. It's how are you locked in? How are you feeling? When your opponent's hitting the ball this well, Ava De Guzman is just dominating. Are you confident enough to even hit the ball that hard? Because you put all that effort in, the ball just comes right back. And the confidence, that's definitely the issue. It's all mental. You're in your head every time you hit a bad shot, every time you make a mistake. It's just, okay, there's no one here to fix that. This isn't like playing 2-on-2 or 3-on-3 or even in 5-on-5 basketball or volleyball. It's all on you. So that might be part of the struggle out here today, because De Guzman's got to be just somewhere so deep in her head with how well she's hit the ball.
And there's the first game belonging to De Guzman, and Ava just finds a way that seems to shrink the court on you and making you hit fine shots. So Afida perhaps not just battling De Guzman, but battling herself to try to find the right choices here as we play set #2. It's just best of 3. So De Guzman 5 games away from her first championship. Now, the freshman from Long Beach, California. Told you her story during her doubles match. Long Beach Poly is a massive high school, 4,000 students. It's like attending high school at an airport terminal. It's easy to get lost. And perhaps some of that has allowed her to make the adjustment to New York City a little bit quicker than perhaps some others. At times, I think New York City and Baruch College could feel like an airport terminal too, can it?
That's right.
Well, maybe not today, but in regular times.
That's right. You're absolutely right.
It certainly can be a crowd. And Dr. Wu, in the bigger picture, what is the next kind of thing the CUNY system is awaiting for direction on as they move forward towards complete normalcy? Where do things stand? Certainly, we know sports are back. How about student activities? All those kinds of things that, it's not just about sports that are, quote, clubs, but there's activities, drama clubs, whatever it might be. Where do things stand as far as the next level?
Right. So we are at about 60% back now, and we're expecting over 70% in spring, and hopefully if things goes well, it will continue to go completely back. and many of our students are on campus already, and so we see the student coming, if not to classes, to library, and to the various different student activities, and a lot of student government activities are going on already as well.
And how about the input from your students? So you mentioned you go from 60 to 70%. What's the subtle change? What's the next, a nice cross-court shot again from De Guzman? What's the next subtle change for the spring?
So now actually the silver lining of the pandemic is now we get a lot more sophisticated in our online and hybrid instruction, and so there are now a lot more different instructional modalities that become available, and so that's good for students who has full-time jobs or other types of activities they need to balance. So this altogether providing more opportunities for our students to access our programs and courses.
By remote learning. Meanwhile, a fantastic return shot here from De Guzman.
Yeah, she gets that. She runs up, and then it's going to end up hitting this dropper to go up 2-0. And David, obviously, you were at George Mason under very different circumstances than what we have to deal with now, but is there anything you've been able to draw from your 6 years, 7 years there, that been able to kind of take with you and help form your vision for Baruch?
Sure. So George Mason has a similar mission of providing access to excellence, right? So in other words, it really the dual mission of achieving that excellent academics, and at the same time providing access to students from all the different kinds of backgrounds, and with extremely diverse student population. So that part is very similar. And in the CUNY environment, of course, we are in Metro New York, and with an even more diverse student population. And we're also able to attract some of the top talents on our faculty. So it's really supercharged, if you will, that in terms of access to excellent academics. So we are very proud of that combination.
And as far as sports go, David, do you have a favorite sport that you still play, that you played back when you were in school, that you kind of grew up loving? Is tennis on that list for you?
Yes, I am a tennis player, and came to New York, U.S. Open many times, and so familiar with this venue, and I love this venue. And I'm a runner. I do run almost every day, and I also swim, and so athletics is very much part of my life as well.
Third game, Ava De Guzman, bottom of your screen, as that shot is out, and she is now a break point away from 3-0 in this second set. Couple more questions, or check that went out, 30-all. A couple more questions for Dr. David Wu before we say goodbye. The new Baruch College president, or about a year and a half in, or so, is the Baruch student body is still getting to know you. Tell us what attracted you to Baruch, coming from George Mason. What was the ultimate appeal that you said to yourself, you know what, this is going to be the move I'm going to make for myself and my family, and what appeals to me about this institution? Sure.
So I've been in academia for over 35 years, and what I find Baruch is really one of the most compelling institutions I have ever encountered. And to some extent, what I said earlier in terms of having that combination of absolutely excellent academic programs and providing access to really, in many ways, a traditionally underserved population of students, students from low-income families and immigrants and all the different kinds of socioeconomic backgrounds, as well as international students. So that's that combination of really excellence and access is just amazing, and we are consistently ranked #1 in the country now 6 years in a row in terms of social mobility, which means that we provide that access and provide absolutely incredible outcome as well.
And David, and one more before we let you go. Certainly, you came in on the heels of it to George Mason, but look, it's different. That was Division I. This is Division III. But perhaps people told you probably nonstop the stories of the impact the 2006 Final Four national championship game appearance that George Mason men's basketball had, and they probably told you all about the impact athletic success had at that Division I level. Now that's a different world, but how about hearing that story and maybe the impact? Is you'll have to make a choice at some point in terms of what kind of resources get put into and put back into athletics, from facilities and student support and all of that. I wonder how that might impact you when you probably heard for a good decade about what the Final Four and national championship game appearance meant to George Mason.
Right, right. No, I think athletic is really this an additional rhyme, BOL, right? So we attract students because the Final Four is very much putting George Mason on the map, and that in turn attract students that we otherwise may not be able to attract, and that sort of help to push up the academic standards and the academic reputation as well. So there is very much a symbiotic relationship that way. And of course, in the Division III, the dynamic is a little bit different. Our students, they play sports because they love it, right? And being able to provide that opportunity for them to play sports is really important for many of them. And so we believe in that, and we want to make sure they have the opportunity to play the sports they love, and for them, academics always go first, and which is fine by me. And I think having that combination is just amazing.
Yeah, certainly. I think people tell you somehow George Mason's academics rocketed up after they won in sports. It's a funny correlation, but yet there is some truth to it. Thank you so much, Dr. David Wu, president in going into his second year at Baruch College. Thank you so much for being here, supporting your athletes and supporting CUNY athletics.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Dr. David Wu joining us here. Zach Weiss with Ralph Minarchik. Here we are in game number 5, set number 2, and Ava De Guzman bearing in on her first career singles championship.
Rare mistake, so 30-15. We've only seen one opportunity at a game/break point all match for Zara Afida. De Guzman won 6-1, 6-0 the first time, so that is actually now, if you count, 22 straight games won in the head-to-head by Ava De Guzman, which is pretty good.
And De Guzman has just made Afida cover the full baseline. It was in that second game where De Guzman had some hiccups with her serve. That's probably been about it. She forgot about that.
All about compartmentalizing on the court. As we got break point again, and if she gets this, she'll be serving for a perfect match, which I believe looks like we may have a final over. Court 2 might be completed, actually, it would appear. So this would be the 5th match in the books. Big point. All right, it's 5-0. She's going to be serving for a perfect season.
Again, it was 6-1, 6-0 October 2nd between these two, and De Guzman will attempt to better that with a perfect #1 singles. We'll have to look deep into the record books in CUNY to see when the last time that might have happened. And this is a freshman that is doing this, that has shown up in the fall, moved across the country, and has fit in seamlessly to collegiate tennis.
Yeah, no question about that. Probably can't say she'd be the type of person to yell, "I love New York," given how great it's treated her this year, as she's now 3 points away from sending Hunter's #1 singles player to the sidelines.
and just too many of those this afternoon, Zach, for Afida. And I think you get the sense she feels she has to be perfect. I think something Alex Trezos told us, that she's going to have to play her best today, and that can weigh on a player.
Yeah, so I think there's two sides of the coin, as I'll get to that after this point, which Afida absolutely has to get, but won't, as we now have double match point. Just want to quickly throw in, there's two sides. There's the De Guzman side, where it's, okay, I know exactly what to expect. I'm hitting every ball. I'm on fire. There's the Afida side, where it's, I'm not trying to hit winners. I'm just trying to extend rallies, and it definitely got in the way. That's it.
A championship in #1 singles for freshman Ava De Guzman, the conference's Player of the Year from Long Beach, California, and she betters her regular season affair with Zara Afida, the #1 of Hunter, 6-0, 6-0. Hunter takes #1 singles. Quick work from De Guzman, and now she will wait to see how her teammates will handle things. Fantastic. She takes both sets. Spectacular from De Guzman. Very steady throughout. We're coming back with more for the 2021 CUNY Women's Tennis Championships on Facebook Live.
2021-22 CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
Back live, the United States Tennis Center in Flushing, Queens, New York. Ralph Bindarchik with Zach Weiss. We're going to bring you now the #2 singles. This is Angelina Catania, Delray Beach, Florida, against junior Lauren Craker of Howland, Ohio, at the top of your screen. #1 singles went 6-0, 6-0 for Ava De Guzman of Baruch. And we're trying to find out a score right now on Catania and Craker. These two just saw each other in #1 doubles, where that went 7-5. Hunter College, that gave them a lead for about a half hour, well, maybe a little longer, but let's say almost an hour at two games to 1 in the overall team championship. So we'll watch these two, and Zach, I think we got a great feel for Angelina Catania's game in doubles. Like her reputation of hitting with great power from the baseline, and particularly her serve for the Division III level for a freshman. It looks like that is going to translate very well in her career. It's going to be a problem for Division III.
Yeah, no question about that. By the way, we have word Catania took the first set by a 6-2 tally ahead of Craker. Both very talented players. Craker was actually just the CUNYAC Player of the Week last week. She won the Baruch Coaches Award 2 years ago. And her losses this year in singles were to Pratt and Stockton, 0-6, 0-6. And then last time against Hunter, 0-6, 7-6, 4-10. And Baruch just took the first game of set 2.
All right, so it is 1-0 Bearcats. Again, we don't have digital scores here, what you might expect at the U.S. Open. College tennis, also in the regular season, will have a buddy system, as that's Lauren Craker out of her reach. Nice drop there from Catania.
And Hunter and Baruch, of all the CUNYAC battles and rivalries, this is probably the closest thing to like legitimate rivalry. Every year I call the Hunter basketball homecoming games. Every year it's the Battle of Lexington. You take the 6 train, a few stops, you're at one, then you're at the other, and it gets heated, it gets fun, it gets exciting, and we know what we saw in Court 1 is one thing we're seeing here is going to be a whole another story. Ava De Guzman, an incredible player, just on her own level pretty much, as there's going to be a point taken by Hunter. We're going to see a very competitive second set here, I believe, between these two.
Yeah, the Battle of Lexington, that's been marketed up, and it is a big event that gets everybody excited, especially when it takes place at the Arc at Baruch College, where the two schools separated by about a half mile.
She was waiting for that all rally long. Catania buries it.
And she seems to enjoy playing tennis with power. Angelina Catania on serve.
There's an ace for you. Bringing the power, so it's now that evens us at 1-1.
When these two met October 2nd, it was Angelina Catania winning 6-0, 7-6 after a long time, rather a 7-6 tiebreaker that went Craker's way, and then 10-4 in the third set. That was the head-scratching score you and I had.
Yes.
That we have not gotten any clarification on. Craker charging the net, and Catania into the net. Well, what a sudden shift in any match to see 6-0 and then the same player come back the way Lauren Craker did and win 7-6 and take a tiebreaker. Shows you what Lauren Craker is about from a character perspective.
Yeah, you see a lot of that in tennis where someone will go 0-6 and then all of a sudden they come back and take a set. It honestly is crazy to me. Everyone's been a part of a 6-0 or an 0-6 at some level of tennis. You get out there and I think you just think, okay, as soon as it ends, you start from scratch. It's never 1 out of 1 in singles. It's always at least 2 out of 3, and in some cases in the men's majors, 3 out of 5 on the pro circuit. You know you have a chance for redemption. You take it right away. It never happens. You have 2 minutes between to really reset. Maybe have some of a protein bar, rehydrate, and just go back out there as if you're starting the day brand new.
Craker committing the hitting error. Lauren Craker is 7-3 this year in her junior season for Baruch College, and the number 2 spot. Won her semifinal handily, 6-0, 6-0 against Brooklyn College. And against the depth of Stockton College down in Central Jersey. She did take a couple of games, lost 6-0, 6-2, and that was a well-placed scheduling choice by Baruch coach Greg Wiskowski to schedule Stockton 2 days before the CUNY semifinal. That was October 24th. Semifinal was October 26th. That was on Tuesday. So you go Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. And to just from a refocusing standpoint, in any sports, scheduling harder before you go into a championship setting.
Nice return. Not getting that one. Nicely done by Catania.
I think Angelina, Zach, is not used to people ever returning her slams.
Yeah, I think maybe she aimed it a little poorly, kind of going right at Craker rather than trying to go down one of the sides, but that was very nicely done. And also intriguing that if Baruch didn't have the season they did, they couldn't have played the match on the 24th because they would have already been in the quarterfinal.
Yeah.
So it worked out well that they finished with the top seed.
Yeah, I guess you got to roll the dice and have to project out, don't you? If you're Greg Wiskowski, had it work out for him. Fifth-year tennis coach and spent about a decade coaching at Seton Hall. There's a nice shot from Craker.
Nice forehand up the line. Finally able to get some. Catania couldn't reach.
Catania taking the first set. This best of 3, 6-2. So that's game to Angelina Catania. So we should be where, Zach, at 1-all or 2-1?
That would be 2-1 in favor of Angelina Catania. Playing some fine tennis out here. Also a tennis coach at 2 different clubs in New York, East Sudden and at Yorkville.
Yeah, Angelina, I thought it was apropos from a marketing perspective. She's figured it out. Her Instagram handle is ABC Tennis. So the B is her middle initial, Angelina B. Catania. And like many of these young ladies, they'll do some tennis instruction on the side for kids, perhaps sometimes even adults, in their hometowns or over the summers, just to make some extra money. And you get some free court time out of it, and you find a hitting partner.
You could finesse free court time in New York in any way, shape, or form.
Right
you
there,
absolutely take that.
I mean, that's especially quality court time.
Oh, yeah.
Let's add that word to it.
If you're working at any kind of club, you know that they're working. Obviously, the reason in a lot of cases membership fees would be where they are is they want to make sure everything stays absolutely perfect. But a very important 4th game. Craker is obviously going to be trying to get it to 2-all.
So Craker 15-0. Not sure what the call was there.
I think that counted as a serve from Catania. Don't see that a lot.
That's at another court where we are, but we are peering over to bring you this number 2 singles. Catania couldn't reach that. Tough serving from Craker. Just overheard. It's 3-2 Baruch. So someone else won. 3-2 Baruch overall in the championship. It's first 1-5. There are 5 active courts here at the U.S. Tennis Center.
Lights coming on. Nothing like playing tennis under the lights, I'll tell you, Ralph. It doesn't matter how early or late it is. Yeah, there they are. Does not matter how early or late it is. When the lights go on, the stakes change, and you know it's prime time.
It's getting late very early.
Yeah, we got daylight savings in 2 weeks. It'll be pitch black by now then.
Second serve from Catania. Craker dissects the backhand. So I think it's 40-30. I think Catania in this 5th game.
I believe that was game actually right there.
It was game. Okay.
That was game. Craker winning a couple points in a row to get the break.
I believe it's 3-2 Craker in this second set. Again, we don't have a digital score, so we're doing the best we can as we get messages relayed to us.
Another nice shot from Craker. Catania responds to the ball a little too far.
Craker started playing competitively a little late, age of 12, was a basketball player primarily. She's going into women's basketball season, I think, for Baruch very soon. Played on the women's basketball team back in 2018-19. Now we've been focusing on tennis. Ohio is such a basketball-rich state as well, and she's 5'7". Catania just frustrated with herself over these last few minutes.
Like Craker absolutely locked in right now in a very critical stretch.
The serve from Catania, that is such a weapon for her. We have not seen it be effective since the #1 singles end that we tuned in here. So Catania trying to maybe walk some nerves off. As these two athletes take a timeout, we'll take a timeout. We'll be back with a special guest as well as we continue on with our coverage from the U.S. National Tennis Center in Flushing, Queens.
Hometown ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Welcome back to Flushing, Queens. It is unofficially 3-2 Baruch's Lauren Craker in this second set after Angelina Catania stormed through the opening set 6-2. Ralph Bednarczyk with Zach Weiss joining here on Facebook Live, and Angelina Catania to try to find her serve again. Such a weapon she collects on second serve.
Not quite the lob she was looking for there. The ball was short and a little too high.
So Craker for Baruch College, unofficially, we hear right now it is 3-2 Bearcats. overall in the Team CUNY Championship. Right here, 1-0. Angelina Catania of Hunter leading Lauren Craker of Baruch.
Serve just missed. Very nonchalant second serve that Catania has, but it's worked relatively well for her. A bit of a shank there.
Yeah, she just hasn't been herself with the frustration off that first serve. It is 3-2 Baruch in the overall championship between the two teams. Ralph Bjornchik with Zach Weiss. We now have the pleasure to be joined by the #1 singles champion, the CUNY Player of the Year from Long Beach, California, Ava De Guzman, that joins us here. Ava, congratulations on your overall afternoon and your #1 doubles victory as well with Natalie. Just describe what now that you're through, you're a champion for the first time in college, what this couple of months has been like for you, where you arrive from California and you find yourself succeeding at such a high level in college.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Just, I mean, moving to the city for one thing, but I found some like comfort in playing the sport I love, and I love all the girls on the team, especially Natalie, my doubles partner, and just throughout season we've gotten so close, and I'm so glad we could end the season with a great match.
Yeah, let's start there at doubles with yourself and Natalie. Coach Greg Wiskowski talks about, you want to pair great personalities and games that also mesh together in doubles. Boy, he found the perfect potion between Natalie's power and Natalie's anticipation at the net, where the return is coming from in your serve. Boy, your quality in singles, but your doubles pairing might be better than you individually.
Yeah, definitely. Even just at the start of the season, it was a little bit shaky, but we definitely pulled it together. We like perfected the patterns, like big serve, big poaches, and it's just been a lot of fun playing with her.
And then to your #1 singles today, you're obviously familiar now with Zara Afida. You had defeated her about a month ago, 6-0, 6-1. What was your mindset today to make sure you stayed at that high level? A couple of hiccups with your serve, perhaps, I think during a couple of the games, but overall, how would you evaluate your own performance?
Yeah, I definitely just came into the match very focused, just wanting it to get done as soon as I could. And yeah, I think, a little bit of hiccup, but just stayed in the match. And I thought we both played pretty well.
And now, Ava, you're through an absolutely perfect season. Only once did anyone actually take more than 2 games against you. That was the matchup against Purchase. So I guess that being said, what worked for you so well? Again, you come from California, big high school. Now you're in the CUNYAC. 24-0 on the court is no small feat. I don't know if it's done before, but nevertheless, we know one person that has a headset right next to us has completed the perfect year.
Yeah, definitely not as easy as it might seem on paper. Just a lot of preparing, always just staying fit and healthy, but it's been a lot of fun. I mean, moving here to the city just is such a big thing, and I've been loving CUNY, and yeah, great team too.
And you really didn't make many mistakes at all. Maybe 3 errors across a 6-0, 6-0, but even so, is there something, maybe even though it was a great win, something you didn't do as well as you thought you could have in the match? Because there's probably always some kind of area for improvement.
Yeah, I definitely thought I was maybe peering over my shoulder to my teammates when I should be like really focusing on the next point, and my serve could have been a little bit better, but overall, just got to work on it. But good match, I'd say.
Ava, let's get into your upbringing. I told the story during the broadcast about how your sister got you into dance and ballet originally, then you found tennis. Somehow all of that morphed into working out well for you for tennis. Describe, I guess your dad and your other sister was your hitting partner. Describe where this came from for you growing up and attending Long Beach Poly to build the success that you achieved today.
Yeah, so like when I was little, I did dance, I did tennis, I did it all. But then I really found my love for tennis, just like always just being on the court. I found like I had a little bit of like a talent for it, and I just fell in love with it, and I stuck with it all the way through high school, and now I'm at Baruch. So.
Fantastic. And then we had to notice, of course, your partner your opponent from New York was wearing the sweatshirt today. It's like 58 degrees. I don't know how many days in Long Beach, California are 58 degrees, but you did not go with a sweatshirt today or anything like that. How about your California toughness?
Oh, it hasn't been super easy for me, I'll admit that, but I'm getting used to it. I think something really quick, I thought it was funny. First time we had practice here at the US Open, I mentioned that the trees were changing colors, and everyone on the team like looked at me, and I'm like, guys, they don't change colors in California. So they're like, okay. But yeah.
Perhaps you have a chance to not change any colors and just championship trophy in your career. Off of today, last thing, tell us about off of this experience of the fall, where do you go next? What's in your mind now about continuing to push where you are, still with 3 more years to go?
Yeah, hopefully just between New York and California, just staying active, staying fit, always trying to just train and play as much as I can. So, yeah.
Well, Ava, on behalf of Zach and I, congratulations on your 2 victories today, and now you're watching Catania of Hunter and your teammate Lauren Craker of Baruch here in number 2 singles, as we'll get back to this match. And but maybe your nerves are more about watching your teammates than your own game?
Right now, definitely. So.
And
yeah.
now that's what you wait for, to see if you have a team championship, as Lauren Craker talking to your head coach. Ava, congratulations. Thank you so much. Ava De Guzman, champion in number 1 singles and number 1 doubles today, and now waiting to see if you're a team champ. Thank you, Ava.
Thank you.
That's Ava De Guzman, and just some more highlights of her today and her upbringing, and what a journey it's been to arrive basically in August and in late October complete a perfect fall season in the CUNYACs.
And one thing, she dodged the question about the sweatshirt. Said, yeah, I don't see weather like this, but no answer as to.
Well, it didn't bother her, so
I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think it's about showing toughness. That before you even start the points, you're starting to show how tough you are. I don't need a sweatshirt. I don't need long sleeves. I don't even need sleeves at all. Are you kidding me?
It certainly sends a message, doesn't it? Now, we are fortunate that we started the day off with some sunshine. I'm sure there are going to be some days in late October where there's been past tennis championships where it is very cold for this tournament, but we have had a very nice October overall, and even the last couple of weeks have been fine, and virtually no wind. So Angelina Catania, and was that first serve in?
I was out. Here comes that second serve that we're still a little curious about. Oh, that's a nice shot.
And that was long on the far side.
One thing is, when you're playing with your friends, you're going to be very generous with calls, but as soon as you get an official, it is it is a centimeter behind, as that'll be a second serve now coming. It's out is out.
Yeah, if we had the numbers, the first serve percentage for Angelina Catania is not the numbers, Zach, that I think that she would normally has or hopes for.
And my premonition is telling me that the way this is going right now is that the way Craker's playing, we're probably going to go the distance in this one.
Craker just missed. So we'll find out the score here late in this second set. Catania took the first set convincingly 6-2.
Get a break from Craker, continuing to play well in set 2. Set rolls on, pardon that. Body language did indicate that that did appear like it was a break point. That was one. Nevertheless, we roll forward.
And again, another time Catania is forced to go to second serve.
break point.
I think the experience of Lauren Craker, I think, is showing here, both from a confidence standpoint and the year under her belt against the freshman Catania. So Angelina trying to find it. She's showed some visible frustration with her first serve. But it's there. We saw it in doubles. And what a weapon it is and how it can put people on their heels.
And it looks like Baruch just took that set, 6-2. So we have a reversal of the first, 6-2, 2-6 now, no matter how you slice it.
So indeed, we will have a third set. We'll come back on Facebook Live as we continue on from the United States Tennis Center.
(2021-22) CUNYAC Championships are brought to you by Pepsi. Pepsi, the official soft drink of the CUNY Athletic Conference. The Hospital for Special Surgery, U.S.'s #1 hospital for orthopedics, proud to be the official hospital of the CUNY Athletic Conference. USS, the University Student Senate, a proud sponsor of the CUNY Athletic Conference. Thank you for providing our students with the platform to help shape the City University of New York. Health First. We'd like to thank our newest sponsor, Health First, New York's largest not-for-profit insurer, for being a proud sponsor of CUNYAC Community College and Senior College Championship. Hometown Ticketing. Thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the official ticketing provider of the CUNY Athletic Conference. And Bob McCloskey Insurance, a longtime supporter of the CUNY Athletic Conference, the official athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
We'll have a third set. Both sides trading 6-2. Ralph Bednarchik with Zach Weiss. I will bid adieu on this broadcast. Zach Weiss will take you to the rest of the way. It's going to be a fascinating finish. Zach, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ralph. I'll see you again soon.
Pleasure.
So we are now into set 3, the decider. Straight out of bounds. That was a great shot from Craker. Kind of a no man's land there with Catania. You got to make a decision. Do you play at the net? Do you play in the back? He gets stuck in the middle. It's not going to bode well. Easy one for Craker, the Ohio native. Cleveland Cavaliers got a win last night. Now she wants to do the same in the third set. Oh, beautiful network from Catania. Going right, going straight, going left. Touching every inch of the court en route to that winner. Catania settled into a very impressive rhythm. She'll take another point from Craker. Backhand locked in, forehand locked in, it's like that. Nope, not quite a break yet. She was just being a good sport, getting the ball for her opponent. Terry Wansart, the athletic director for Hunter. watching here. And a winner from Craker in what's been a very competitive game to open up the decisive third set. Off the net and short from Catania. Craker takes game 1 of set 3. She dropped the first 6-2, has now won 7 of 9 since. There is Craker on your screen. Catania now crossing. She's going to serve at 0-1. And the day didn't indeed start sunny. Sun's gone down. It'll be dark probably within the next 30-35 minutes. A little windy, warm enough. What you would call this tennis weather. It's not perfect, but the wind is not going to affect how the ball moves on the court. You can play. You can play in shorts and not be too cold once you're actually moving. And most important, no precipitation falling. One-time CUNYAC Rookie of the Week was Catania. Last week, Player of the Week, Craker. Kind of rookie versus vet. Oh, nice passing backhand. Just on the line for Catania to go up 15-love in game 2. Now that is a powerful serve. Catania with perhaps the best ace on anything we've seen on our monitor today. 30-love, game 2. Catania's precision, even though she lost the first game, is certainly improved. Actually shank on the forehand to make it 30-15. Can't hit them all. Looked like that was out by Craker, just missed the line. All that space, all that time, she's going to regret that one as it's now double game point for the serving Angelina Catania. First one fault. That is just going to miss. It's 40-30. Tanya looking to even it up before having to go to deuce. Serve missed. Here comes the second. Catania's shot, or rather Craker's shot, was out of bounds, so it's 1-1 in set 3. Craker working on that slice. And just a bit long from Angelina Catania. First point of set 3. Excuse me, the first point of game 3 of set 3. Got on let, serve it again. Catania's shot was out. Short from Catania. Craker, couple in a row. Very good serving right now. Haven't seen a ton of those. A double fault from Craker, who put a lot more on the second serve than we have grown accustomed to seeing. Now, unforced error on a backhand into the net. Nice shot from Craker. She'll hold to go up 2-1. Still 3 matches in progress right now. See Catania. The weather gets a little windier. Action here on court 14. And 2 courts behind this have action, and next to court 15 we have court 14. Where it looked like Baruch may have just come away with a win. Based on body language and the noise from the Baruch sideline, that would actually give them their 4th win, which means they are just 1 away. Baruch 2-1. They've now won 4 Catania almost certainly has to win and hope that her teammates around the premises can do the same. So Baruch won number 3 singles by a 6-2, 6-2 final. That is an official update. Of 15 here, first point. Won by the Bearcats. Serve not quite what Catania was looking for, may just be a bit of frustration. Oh, that's a beautiful forehand, as that'll be just out on the return. Catania hit a beauty up the line. Serve just out. Second. Catania got a little too far from the net trying on that backhand. 15-30. Big point for Catania on serve here. That's out for Craker, must have for Catania. Ties us at 30 in game 4. Baruch needs just one more win to complete the championship. Catania wants to, at least for the moment, stand in the way. Nice dropper. No chance for Craker to come across and get back to it. At 40-30, Catania is serving for the game. First one is long. Long. It's going to be 2-2. Big hold for Catania. With some fantastic backhands along the way in the midst of a tough rally. So we're tied at 2. Coming back on serve. Baruch and Craker. CUNY Player of the Week last week. Won the Golden Rocket Award, all county, all state, all conference, state qualifier, and class president at JFK Catholic. First point, Catania. Have a special guest joining us momentarily as we are now into the third and final set between the number 2 singles, Hunter and Baruch. It is Esther Benjamin. First, I want to say congratulations on your 6-2, 6-2 win in the championship. I'm sure that feels great.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So what's it felt like? Obviously, you've spent a lot of the season playing matches here at the USTA, but to do it on Championship Thursday and to come up with such an impressive effort, what were the major keys to your victory? It seems like you were comfortable, locked in, and for the most part, there was never in doubt.
Yeah, it was definitely a fight, though. It was a hard match. There were a lot of really long deuces out there, but I had to keep staying positive. I was just like, even when I was losing, I was just pumping myself up. There were some games I was really just down 40 love. I at least got it back to deuce. I think I fought for it really hard, but she played amazing also.
Now, when you look back to the regular season, you actually lost in your set against Hunter. So what kind of changed that? How did you kind of overcome, maybe it was the yips, maybe, every matchup is different. How did you kind of turn that around and get it done this time?
That was a 3-setter. It was a crazy match. I just didn't want to lose again. I mean, I knew because I played her already. I knew exactly what I did wrong. I knew what I did right. So I kind of had a map of what I had to do.
And now, you got your singles championship. You got it done. How would you overall grade the season, having not been able to play last year, now kind of coming back and getting back into the fray?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a freshman in college, so it's my first season. It's something unreal. It's so fun. I mean, I played in high school, but it was just nothing like this. It's awesome.
And now, coming into next year, you got several years left. There's a lot of time for you to grow as a player. What parts of your game would you say you're going to be working on the most over the next several months?
Definitely my doubles play. I mean, I started off playing doubles, but I think everyone kind of felt it wasn't definitely not my strong suit, but I'm definitely hoping to improve that. Maybe I can play in, maybe not next season, maybe the one after. There's always things that could get better. Everything can always get better, so.
And now that you've completed your first year of college after a whole high school career, as your teammate Lauren Craker just hit a beautiful shot up the line here.
Yeah, she's doing awesome.
She's playing very well. You guys are close. One more win, and you guys are CUNYAC champions. But now that you've been through the high school rigor, you've been through your first year of college, what would you say is your biggest takeaway, and was it everything you expected it to be?
It was better. I mean, I definitely learned a lot about having a team. I mean, in high school we weren't really there for each other. It was kind of just play singles, do your own thing. This is we're really a team. We all want each other to do well, and we all want the best for each other, and it's really fun to just have people out there supporting me.
And I guess it's safe to say that you made your decision. You're through your first season. Baruch was the right choice.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that is Esther Benjamin. Again, congratulations on your victory, as we will go back to Craker versus Catania. If Craker gets the win, Baruch will be champions. We shall see. Catania right now up 3-2 in games. This is a big one. You just heard from Esther Benjamin, as that was out, judging by the expression Craker has here. Even if you had challenges, if you were able to look at a replay, that would probably still come up the same. Critical serves for Craker, the Ohio native. That'll work. Well done. First serve into the net. Catania, perhaps a bit lackadaisical on the return. Although from what we've gathered throughout the season and today, it might just be her play style. Looks like it's nonchalant, but there is a lot behind each ball, and it seems like it's just kind of the style she's used. Seeing is not believing. Definitely playing incredible tennis today, regardless of what it might look like on the surface. It's going to be a huge service get. It's like it is now 40-30 in favor of Craker, trying to even us at 3-3. Catania could come up with a break. That would completely change the complexion of this final set. Oh, what a return! Craker well off. A great idea from Catania to force deuce. Lobbed it high, bit out of reach. Still 3 matches in progress, 2 aside from this. Hunter needs to win all 3 of them to hoist the title. We have heard from 2 Baruch winners so far, in Benjamin and De Guzman. It's going to be game point for Craker. Oh, it's 3-3. That is game. Actually, it is now 4-3. Get that in a moment. So it's Baruch 4-3. That's Lauren Craker. Got that pronunciation confirmed by Lauren herself during her warm-up. Ralph and I were speaking with Coach Gregory Wiskowski. Among all the things he's done that Ralph and I talked about, there's been more, as you see now. Benjamin, who was just on a moment ago, in your frame. He coached at FDU, he coached at Georgian Court, he coached at St. Elizabeth, he coached at Seton Hall. Perhaps something that's not talked about as much about Gregory Wiskowski, he resurrected the tennis program at Brookdale Community College, where he was from 97 to 99. Graduated NJIT. He also coaches the men, 2-time CUNY champ, 25-12 overall record, 12-0 in conference. He owns Custom Financial Strategies. He was once the past president at South Amboy Sayreville Rotary Club. And he's a United States. That is into the net, point Catania. He is a United States Professional Tennis Association certified instructor and a former head pro at the Rumson Country Club in New Jersey. Now still 2 other matches in progress. These players, I'm sure, at this point understand what's happening around them. Craker knows if she wins, that's it. Oh, nice shot by Craker. She saw the open space and hits a winner. Great to be able to bring CUNY championship coverage back this year, and great to have tennis with you on Facebook Live for the very first time, covering number 1 and number 2 singles and doubles respectively. At 15 all, Catania was thinking ace. It's out of bounds. Nice net play from Catania to get her a 30-15 lead. So Hunter is leading this 4-3. It has been confirmed. So Catania is in the driver's seat. If she can just hold this serve. That hit on her side, no let, just over the second. Nice backhand, 45th. She can win this point. She'll have 2 games to try and close out the match. Is that in? It's an ace to close out the game by Catania. Brilliant work. But yet, no switching sides. It's now 5-3. Craker, the native of Howland, Ohio, against Catania from Delray Beach, Florida. Might be missing that weather at this point, but she's just thinking, let me get this game and get out of here with the win. Good cheer on my teammates on the other side of the facility. That's out. She's 3 points away. There's the lob. We have a final on one of the other courts, which, based on the current noise, might mean that Baruch is back on top. Certainly what it sounds like. It is official. The Baruch Bearcats are once again on top of the tennis world. Catania was on track to come up with a win. They will forego the rest of the match and the others. The Baruch Bearcats have come out smelling like roses. For the 7th time in program history, they are champions. They did it in 85, they did it in 88, in 89, 97, 15, 16. As you see them start to celebrate, it is 2021, and it is the day of the Bearcat, the night of the Bearcat. Just call the whole day Bearcat Day. They did it. Ava De Guzman set the tone with a dominant doubles performance with Natalie Ibelhoft and a 6-0, 6-0 singles win, which you saw first. Hunter had a very good season. They won every year from 2000 to 2012, every year from 1990 to 1996. But just like in 1997, coming off a Hunter win, Baruch ends up on top. Give props to Hunter for an impressive season. Afida, Catania, Robkova, they all played well today. Catania was going to take the win, does not get the chance because would not have counted. There was Alex Trezos. His team did play well this year. He should be very proud. Craker looks like getting the victory selfie over there on court 15 as the championship gear might be coming out shortly. Popping that apple cider. A great season. There's no question about that. Just wait for the whole Baruch team to get together with that championship pick. Here we go. The shirt was ready. Baruch NCAA bound. It was ready. That could have been the worst jinx or the greatest decision of the day. It looks like it was, in fact, the decision of the day.
Hometown Ticketing makes it fast and easy to buy tickets on your school's website or in the new Hometown Fan app. It's simple. Just search for your school, buy your tickets, and they'll be right there in your account, ready to be scanned when you get to your event. Download the Hometown Fan app today.
Welcome back, folks. If you're wondering what all the hubbub was about, you've probably heard by now that Baruch is back on top of the tennis world. They won in 2015, they won in 2016. Now they won in 2021, thanks to the player I am now with. It is Erica. Pronounce it for me one more time.
Sheladenko.
Erica Sheladenko. I had to get that right because you were the reason that Baruch is a champion. First off, congrats on a fantastic freshman season.
Thank you.
And second off, how does it feel? You did it. You guys won, and when you pumped your fist after your win, that is the official. Not when the other wins happen, your win. So how does that feel now? You're a champion.
Yeah, it feels great, but it definitely, it wasn't just me. It was definitely the whole team, and we've worked so hard all together the whole year. So, we came into it thinking, not expecting anything, but we wanted the result that we got.
And obviously, this being your first year in college, so many before you, and this year's sophomores and juniors, they didn't get to play last year. So how important was it for you and your team, freshmen and every player, to kind of come in and make sure that last year was not for naught, that you couldn't play, you had to make sure you make up for lost time?
Yeah, it was definitely, I think that gave us another layer of grit and determination. And, even the people that aren't freshmen on the team aren't first times on the team. We all wanted it so bad, and just really happy.
And now that you've won, I'm sure your favorite memory has to be what's happened in the last 20 minutes, but how do you sum up your season personally for you, your freshman year? It seems safe to say that Baruch was the right choice.
Yeah, definitely. It was a lot of hard work, but it was definitely the right choice, and Coach always says that the most important point is the next one, and I think we all showed that today. So.
And last question for you, are there any moments in your tennis career pre-Baruch that you're able to kind of draw upon as you were going through the motions in your match today that maybe helped you get through it?
Yeah, I think my sister and I actually played varsity together in high school, and it was from her that I learned how to actually be part of a team, because I realized that it wasn't always just on me, and I think I channeled that playing with Regina today and then in singles as well. And
now official last question for you. You guys are champions. Some people go to the game zone, some people go to Disney World. What are you going to do next?
I'm so excited to go home, be with my family. It'll be fun.
Well, congratulations once again. Baruch, a champion. Erica Sheladenko getting it done. As we'll have a championship presentation coming up for you in a couple of moments. As Erica will now go join her team. Congrats to the Baruch Bearcats. They are champions for the first time since 2016. They're the first team in the CUNYAC to claim a title in 2020. They got the NCAA bound shirts. Very nice design. Hunter probably thinks it would have looked better in purple, but they had a great season. There's no doubt about that. Baruch earned this. They played fantastic tennis today. They had the player of the year who was a freshman. Probably had a very different senior experience than most seniors ever did. Whether she did play last year, but during the pandemic circumstances, based on the lack of availability of vaccines, you have to believe that all the practice and everything that was happening was from a distance, and it was tough, but they won. They're getting their pictures taken. They're going to see these on the website. These are the pictures they're going to post on social media to get 10 times as many likes as the rest because they're champions now. You can't take that away. An amazing effort from a great team. You have a veteran head coach in Gregory Wiskowski who has been here for several years. He's been around so many different programs. And it's just great to see for Baruch that they're able to get the title. As you see, Hunter, it was a good season. You should be proud. You made the finals. So many new players, so many different things, and yet here they were. They took a couple wins today. But you can't take the joy out of Baruch. President Wu with his school's team. It was great to hear from him earlier. It's going to be great to see Baruch grow under his leadership. He was at George Mason. Been a part of several different schools and programs and different studies. Good for the Bearcats. There's one more Let's Go Hawks from Hunter. We got a presentation forthcoming. You thought they were excited before. Wait till that trophy ends up in their lap.
Love the fight, love the intensity. We love having sports back at CUNY, so thank you. We appreciate you. We also appreciate our perennial powerhouse Hunter Hawks. Today you are runners-up, but congratulations.
Hunter did not exactly win, but they still get the runner-up trophy. They still had a great season. They should be very proud of their efforts. Baruch was just unstoppable this season. They didn't lose. Kova and Chung up there. Second place trophy. There is Afida. Bit of a tough day for her, but very good season, a very talented player. And here comes Catania. She'll get hers. Kova. Now Chung. Get the whole team up there. Me and Chan. Unfortunately, couldn't get it done at number 5 singles. It's actually a transfer from Bar. Got 2 more. Good recognition. It was a good season. Hunter will not be going to the NCAAs. I think they'll be very proud of their year. Basketball for them start next week. The women's volleyball team will more than likely be in the final next weekend on Friday. We might see their men's team in the soccer championship. Those playoffs are underway. No women's soccer program at Hunter. Now Alex Trezos gets his. We'll get one last team photo in front of the beautiful CUNY backdrop. Modell's, Army ROTC, and Pepsi among the many sponsors on there. Mask down for the picture. Actually, Coach Trezos had, there it is. Now he slides it down. Now you can see everyone smile out there. Can't fake a smile with the mask down. Good season for the Hawks. Parents in attendance can definitely attest to that. They'll be very proud of their daughters on some very successful year. But now, there it is. Here's the real thing. Here comes the trophy. David Wu is going to present it to his. Of course, he gets it. He deserves it. He gets it first. President David Wu will present it. There we go. Lauren Craker. She's in. Here we go. Whole team hype. Whole team hype. So great to see them able to celebrate like this. It was a very tough year for so many. This championship is no doubt dedicated for them, to those that couldn't play last year, to those that graduated without being able to have a senior season. Celebrate. It's been a while. Now you heard that beast mode on 3. Inner Marchand. Give out the medals now, give it to every player. They all deserved it. Very good season for both clubs. There can only be one champion. That's sports. 2 teams compete. As hard as it is, there is De Guzman. When was the last time she lost? Well, she won a doubles title every year in high school. She won a singles title in high school, and she didn't lose a match her first year of college. So if you want to go back to middle school to figure that out, that would be quite the research project. She doesn't lose. Hunter defeated Baruch 5-2 in 2019 at this site. The clinching match was in number 4 singles. Natalie Ibelhoft, last but certainly not least, gets her medal. The champions are here, the Baruch Bearcats. So you can remember, today is October 28th. Today is October 28th. So mark your calendars, October 28th as National Baruch Bearcat Day. Not just any Bearcat, the Baruch Bearcat. Coach getting his, they earned it. Fantastic season, fantastic recruiting effort to land De Guzman, and the rest is now history. As if there was any doubt that award was going to Ava De Guzman, who just did not lose today. 6-0, 6-0 in singles, 8-2 in doubles. You're looking at an MVP. It's a valuable smile on the tennis court. Beautiful night at the USTA, and Baruch has done it. One last celebration. All right, folks, so that is going to do it from the USTA and on Facebook Live. For Ralph Benarchik and our entire crew, I am Zach Weiss saying thank you for tuning in. So long, good night, and hashtag Baruch Bearcat Day, October 28th. Until next time.